All right, we've got to turn our attention next to our final Breeders' Crown Championship of the night, and we'll see the 2-year-old colt and gelding pacers. And for me, pound for pound, I thought it was the most wide open affair of the 4 that we're going to showcase tonight for the rookies. This is a deep, talented group, but very competitive. Not much to choose.
Absolutely. I was putting together a pick 4 ticket, and I really wanted to hit the all button. You know, a lot of those horses last week raced really well, and there were some really thrilling finishes in there. Pebble Beach, Gulf Shores, and Early Action all hit the line together. I chatted with Todd McCarthy earlier in the night, and, you know, he was really confident in his colt. Colt loves a target, and but he can do it either way, but he really loves a target, and I think that tonight is a night you might want to be close to the action so you're not too far off of it, but be able to, you know, pick up a little bit of cover as well. Brian Brown has 3 trainees in that race, Gentle Giant, Gulf Shores, and 6 Feet Apart, and all 3 of them put up solid performances in their elimination. I thought 6 Feet Apart really raced well. He upset it a little bit there against Beach Glass, and Gulf Shores was in that photo there at the wire with Pebble Beach and Early Action as well. But each one of his horses came top in top condition. And how can you forget about Monte Miki? I liked Ken's call in that one. He avoided a lot of traffic in there.
Yeah.
I made that horse last week the best bet of the night. He paid $11.80. And what I really liked what I saw from him is he really fended off a hard closing Hammering Hank. Hammering Hank was coming into this undefeated, and they kind of got nose to nose there near the wire, but he fended off. They made a bridle change, and he really responded well, and he gets post 2. So I'm really excited. This is the one I've been waiting for all night, and I really think it's going to be one for the books.
Yeah, it's so many good storylines in here, including Beach Glass, a relative newcomer in the division as well. But the connections are not newcomers. Brent McGrath and Paul McDonnell, they have been here before with this one's sire, the one and only Some Beach Somewhere. Here's a look at a bit of a flashback at Some Beach Somewhere and a quick look at Beach Glass coming in to the Breeders' Crown Final.
It's hard to believe that 14 years have passed. A then unknown colt from humble beginnings in Atlantic Canada came bursting onto the national scene with a record-setting performance in his very first start. Little did we know at the time that it was just the beginning of a 2-year whirlwind that would captivate the entire industry. No one could stop this runaway freight train. He was invincible. Or so we thought.
On the outside, Some Beach Somewhere, full out, Artificial, a desperate lunge on the outside, Artificial, Some Beach Somewhere, at the line, Artificial, 147, world record upset in the pace.
On a warm July night at the mecca of harness racing, a colt named Artificial would play giant killer and leave those in attendance in stunned disbelief. When the dust settled, many wondered how the Beach would bounce back from his first taste of such adversity. He answered those questions like a true champion, running the table in his final 10 appearances. And in the most fitting way possible, capped it off with redemption at the scene of his only loss, with a victory in the Breeders' Crown. Tonight, the ultra-talented Beach Glass looks to follow in the footsteps of his famous father as a Breeders' Crown champion. So far, he looks like a chip off the old block. The eyes of the racing world will once again be on driver Paul McDonnell and owner-trainer Brent McGrath to see if lightning can indeed strike twice.
Let's take a look at some of the history in this particular division. When you look at past winners of the 2-year-old colt and gelding pace, it is an absolute who's who in recent years. Tall Dark Stranger, Stay Hungry, Huntsville, last year Perfect Sting, who we're going to see tomorrow afternoon in the 3-year-old colt pace final. The stakes record, though, belongs to Sweet Lou, 149 back at Woodbine Racetrack in 2011. The record purse way back in 1986 at Garden State Park right here in New Jersey. Driver Ronnie Pierce, now retired from driving, winningest reinsman in the history of this division. Bob McIntosh, top trainer, Brittany Farms, leads in the owner category, and Hanover Shoe Farms with 3 on the breeding side. So it's a division that's rich in history. It's produced some of the greatest Breeders' Crown memories in history, and I think tonight we're going to see something similar.
Absolutely. You know, I was at Hoosier Park last year when those two hit the line together in that dead heat between Perfect Sting and Summa Cum Laude. And you know, this division is quite wide open, and you have to look at it coming into it as a person that has a vote at the end of the year for year-end owners. This is a pretty wide open division here, and it'll be interesting to see some horses shut down right after the Breeders' Crown. Some go on to race in those last few races, but you can make a case for every single 10 horses in this field.
Our final event for the rookies tonight in night one of the Breeders' Crown. One more time upstairs to track announcer Ken Workington.
It's post time. Preferred equine starting gate rolling for the Breeders' Crown final, presented by Central Ontario Standardbred Association. At 7-2, the 2 Monte Miki, 3 Pebble Beach, 7 Beach Glass, and 8 Hammering Hank. Here they come. And they're off. Gulf Shores out fast. A Pebble Beach on the inside, flashing some speed. Monte Miki third, with Gentle Giant on the inside fourth into the first turn. 6 feet apart is fifth. Beach Glass goes up 3 wide from sixth. Seventh is I Did It My Way, followed by Hammering Hank on the outside. Then it's True Blue Lindy and Early Action. We have Early Action there, 3 wide there. Beach Glass backed off. So now Monte Miki goes for the lead for Scott Zeron, takes it away from Gulf Shores. 27 4/5 across the backstretch. Pebble Beach is fourth, gap at 2-3 to Gentle Giant, fifth on the inside. Then it's 6 feet apart, following along in sixth. Then I Did It My Way, parked out Hammering Hank, trying to go up on the outside, followed by True Blue Lindy to his inside. 3 wide last. Early Action. They're close to the half. Monte Miki, the Metro winner, in front by a length and a quarter. 2-hole ride for Gulf Shores. Beach Glass anxious to go to the outside first over. Pebble Beach looking to flush him out, and does. Gentle Giant is fifth. 56 4 was the rated half, just 29 seconds there as they race on to the far turn and come after Monte Miki. It's Monte Miki, Beach Glass up to look him in the eye on the outside. Live cover for Pebble Beach. He's stride for stride with a locked in Gulf Shores right now as they get set to pass 3/4. 6 feet apart is third over. He'll look to fan out for the Buckeye. And also fanning out is Hammering Hank, looking to rally. 126 1 for 3/4. They're in the stretch drive. Scrambles on here. Monte Miki digs in. Gulf Shores had a perfect trip, is squeezing on through. Beach Glass is full out. So is Pebble Beach on the outside. And Hammering Hank towers up late. Monte Miki, Gulf Shores on the inside. Monte Miki on the outside. Gulf Shores, Monte Miki! And Gulf Shores hit the line together. Then Pebble Beach close there with Hammering Hank. Another photo for win. 153 2.
Look at the
And
reaction
wow,
from them.
That was a close one again, 153 2. Another dramatic win photo, Jess. I can't call it. I think Monte Miki maybe surged back to get there. Do you agree or disagree?
You know, I was like, again, leaning there towards the wire. I'm looking at him I think so. I really think the outside horse got it. And I talked about that earlier. I said the way this horse went last week, he fended off. They were toe to toe there for a while. But talk about the effort that the 6 horse put up. Gulf Shores, Brian Brown came on and did a little interview right before then. They said they put cups with holes on him because he couldn't see the horses last week. And he really responded well to that. We'll wait out here for the photo.
So the fractions for this level of competition, not that demanding. 56 4/2, 126 1. So a little bit different than what we saw in the 2-year-old filly pace final. This comes down to an all-out sprint over the final quarter, and 3 or 4 of them really hung in there well, but the top 2 separated late, and it looked like Gulf Shores was home free and going to win by maybe a measured neck, and Monte Miki said, hold the phone, not so fast, and comes back on. And again, we've got another long, dramatic photo. This is exciting, and this is why we love the Breeders' Crown.
Absolutely. It kind of gave me a little bit of flashbacks. Last year I was standing on the line with Perfect Sting and Summa Cum Laude, and you really didn't know who won, and the photo sign is still up and the connection's still waiting here. Oh, but Yannick Gingras came back to the winner's circle, but came back to the paddock. So there it is again. There's the look. Oh,
Boy,
look
that
at
was
him.
close.
Oh, and I want to celebrate. Nope.
And it looks like
Two.
Monte Miki has been posted as the winner. It is a 2-6 finish order here. So, yeah, they want to be absolutely sure and make sure that they've got the right horse. So, there he is. Teesha Symes has been looking after the horse this week, and they'll be excited. And a big win for Scotty Zeron. Scotty gets a Breeders' Crown win under his belt, and that'll really have him in a good frame of mind coming into tomorrow afternoon.
Absolutely. You know, I listened to some of those interviews up at after the Metro, and he is becoming one of those big money sorts of drivers. He always seems to have the horses in the right place at the right time, and I know he was confident with this colt last week and coming into the race tonight. What a tremendous job by Mark Evers and Teesha Symes bringing this horse along. You know, that bridle change, I'm going to go back to it, makes a big difference in young horses like these because they get a bit green. He only has 6 starts on the season, and he was racing in against overnight horses at Scioto Downs, and really only tried the stakes company until he went up in the Metro, and he had post 11, and he overcame a lot of traffic then, and I was just so impressed with what I saw last week. I really thought that this would have been the bet of the night. They let him go off at 7-2.
And there he is. A cool, calm, and collected individual
Big guy.
as well. And that goes a long way as well. Manners like that at that age, and you combine that with the size, the stature, the talent, it all comes together. You've got a really, really nice colt on your hands. So he has kind of taken over late in the season. He won the Metro, followed up with the Breeders' Crown elimination win, and tonight pulls victory from the jaws of defeat because he was headed late in the stretch and comes back here to win. There's Matt Bax, I believe, making the presentation as well. He was here with a starter earlier tonight. Max, or Matt, I should say, is part of the COSA team as well. And again, we want to thank COSA for making this presentation possible tonight. Monte Miki.
Big
This
performance.
is one that we're going to look for next year, I think. Bigger and better, I think, lie ahead.
Absolutely, and you know, it's a Breeders' Crown. This is a homebred for the Velocity Standardbreds, and I know a little bit about this mare. She raced in Indiana, and she was a gutsy mare. He actually looks quite a bit like his mom there. And Always B Miki, you know, what a great horse he was, what a great sire he's been, and it's so great to see the talent passed on to, you know, his offsprings as well.
So he's 2 for 2 tonight.
Yes.
Nikki Hill winning earlier in the Philly Pace final, and Monte Miki here in the Colt Pace final. So Monte Miki with that victory, now pushing his bankroll to almost $700,000. He's 6 for 7 on the season. And Mark Evers, a guy that's had some very nice Grand Circuit type horses over the years, may have his best one yet in Monte Miki. We're going to throw over to Gabe Pruitt now to hear from the winning connection.
Take us through this race. It seemed you didn't want to get away third in there. You removed on Yannick once he made the top. You saw Paul Mack down the move, of course, with the Beach Glacier in the opening turn.
Yeah, I didn't want to get in a bad spot, but I had open options leaving the gate. I didn't know where I'd get away. I easily could have got away 5th or 6th, so I was ready for anything. When I got away that close, I eventually wanted to make my way to the front, and I protected my spot in that first turn.
Pace a little hot in the first turn, but you were able to rate him a bit in the middle half.
Yeah, he kind of rates himself a little bit because he's eager for competition, so he did all that himself.
We found a little competition through the stretch because it looked like Gulf Shores actually headed him for a moment. Take us through that.
It might have looked like that on TV, but he really never got his nose past us. This horse fights like crazy, and I'm never worried when I'm up there. I'm only worried about keeping the pace honest kind of thing, but once he sees another horse, he's really game.
All right, congratulations, Scott. And Mark talked to us about this colt. He just continues to step up and pass test after test. He started off against Overnight Company at Scioto. He went up north of the border, of course, won the Metro, and here we are in the Breeders' Crown final.
Wow. We're just really impressed with him. Everything he does just surprises us every week, you know, so we're just can't hardly believe it.
And it's quite a story how you acquired Monte Miki. I believe you bought the mare at Harrisburg and ended up breeding her to Always B Miki, of course, as her first foal.
Yes, we raced against her all the time at Hoosier Park. I set the track record with Sugar Nips, and she broke it the next year, the track record, and she took it. Well, then eventually they retired her, and they sent her through Harrisburg, and we made the trip up there and picked her up and had to wait to get her bred. The first year, she coming off the racetrack, she really didn't cycle correctly, so we waited, bred her early, got Mickey.
And you've been to the Breeders' Crown a while. It's been a minute, but take us through the last time.
Last time I had Arch Chip, and he came back in the final and drew the 9-hole and salvaged the third out of it. But that was pretty nice too, but not like quite tonight, you know.
And nothing beats a win. There's no doubt about that. And talk to us about. I know when you sent him up north, Teesha and Bo had him there for a bit as well.
Yeah, I saw where she had taken care of a horse for Luther, and the guy working for me at Lebanon, Steve, he suggested, hey, let's see if she'll take him. Called her up. She was willing to take him, and she did a great job. Didn't have to say anything to her, just turned her loose. Scott gave him a great drive. It all worked out.
It all worked out, and it's wonderful here tonight. Congratulations goes out to Team Monte Miki, Trader Mark Evers, driver Scott Zeron, all the connections. He takes the final Breeders' Crown Championship here on a rainy night at the Big Apple.